Consistency. The healthy outside starts from the inside. A very warm good evening to everyone. I, Snehi Agrawal, am going to be a host for this session. Taking inspiration from the above quote, I would like to welcome you all to this third workshop, where classes 6 to 8, henceforth, our group B, will be interviewing in a common goal, healthy in, healthy out. As we know, the Little Scholars Social Service Group SETU is thriving constantly since 2015. In the previous workshop, we discussed about preserving nutrition and the concept of sun-cooked food, how food can heal things, as well as we also gained knowledge about three main types of food. And the last, but not the least, was knowing about the healthiest place on the planet, Hippocrates Health Institute. In this session, we'll be acquiring knowledge on a very interesting topic, that's card gameplay. Not taking much time here, handing over session to our luminous panelists, the versatile Mrs. Nidhi Nikhanj and the exuberant Mr. Pankaj Sehjawalia.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So how are you all doing today?
How's everyone?
So
Good.
rather we should ask, how's the Josh today?
So this is the most exciting, I think, session because it's about games. It's about play.
And for the most exciting session to begin, we need to see the most exciting happy faces in front of us. Can we do that? Can we all be on camera? Yes. So, we feel delighted when we look at all of you and when we see that you are understanding, finding it interesting, and you're happy learning. So, please switch on your cameras. It makes us feel that we are sitting with you together. Yes, so Pankaj sir will begin today.
All right. So before I start with the session, I just want to check with everyone that all of you have either A4 or A5 sheet with you, right? So one is cards, so that is one, and the first and foremost thing is having A4 or A5 sheet. Yes, great. All right, so that's one prerequisite. So I think a few of the things will be very very common for you, and there will be something excitingly new that you will discover. So let's start. Let me just share my screen. Just one minute, everyone. All right, so just 1 second. And I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Right, is it full screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Yes. Right, I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Right. So I think what you can see on the back is one of the games that we have designed. Right, and do carefully observe this background, because this is how I think the clues from this presentation are really going to be helpful for all of you to design a card game. So coming to let's play. So without any without delaying our fun, let's play. And the first and foremost thing is that you need this sheet, and you need to start folding this to create something that you have created.
So everyone
Before also
hold your sheets in front of the camera. Everyone. Quickly. Yes. Please hold your sheets. We know that you all are ready to play.
Right. So this is how we are going to do it. So you must have made a paper plane, right? So first and foremost thing is that you will fold this, right? You can keep it on the table, and just to make it easy for you. So as shared on the screen, just fold it. Let's make a paper plane that can reach new heights, and let's have some fun also, right? So just follow. You need to make one fold in the center, right? And then you have to fold down the corners, top corners, towards the center line, like this. I'm sure, I think most of you would know how to make. There are many ways to do it. This is one of the simplest ones. And then you have to fold this, right? So either you can just leave 1 inch space, or you can even leave more. The difference would be the flight. Just by having this more length, the flight will be very different for all these paper planes. So once you have this, then again you have to turn the corners, turn the top corners left and right. And this time you're not going to make it narrow, but you leave some space like this. Right? And keep your cameras on, and keep sharing so that.
So today throughout the workshop, I have only one thing to say to all of you. Please switch on your cameras. Please switch on your cameras.
And keep sharing. Keep
and
sharing.
Keep sharing.
So I hope all of you have reached till this stage. Right? So I am making a little different from what is shown on the screen. Right? So I have a different, a little variation on this. And then you have to fold and make it neatly. Make sure that all the creases and all the folds are neat.
Sir, please show the previous one, the slide.
Here you go.
So I can see Team Narangi, Team Tendu, Team Sitapal, Team Khumani. What else? Team Kamrak, Team Hesalu, Sitapal. So I can see so many of these teams. I want to see more. Team Khajur, where are you?
So just keep it simple. You know, just follow the steps as shown on the screen, and you will have your paper plane ready. That's the first task. The fun task we have. Feel free to ask if you have any doubts. And once whoever has completed it, do share it on your camera.
So we move forward.
Very nice. Very good.
Okay, do you all want us to finish the workshop today? Or should we be here all night and have dinner together? You all have to be on cameras so that we can see your aeroplane. We want to play together today.
So I am going to stop sharing just for a minute, and just to see who all have completed. Great, great, very good. Right. Very nice. I think almost everyone has completed. Right. So I'll just give 2 more minutes to those who are still doing it. Right. 2 more minutes. Team Narangi, any doubts? Yes, 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 Gurleen.
Sir, please show one more time.
Sure, sure. I'm showing it for 2 more minutes, and then I really want to see everyone showing their planes on the camera. 2 more minutes. So here you go. And this is the entire process. So 2 more minutes, and then we are going to have everyone showing their planes, and we'll also fly them. It is fine if there is a little variation. It's fine. Just complete it. All right, last minute. Mm. 30 seconds.
So you can hold on to your aeroplanes, the ones who are done. Yes. Keep showing.
All right. So I think with that, we are going to end this activity. And let's see. Let's look at now, everyone. Share it on the screen. Right. All right, Team Kafal. Very good. All the teams have made colorful planes. Very nice. Right. So those who are still working on it can complete it later. All right. We'll share the instructions. The presentation will be shared with all of you. All right. So I will just click a picture. Everyone, just share. Everyone? Great. Now, if there is space in front of you, you can fly it. All right. So I don't have space I have a wall and it's going to come back to me. So what I'll do, I'll just fly it like this.
Backwards.
Right. Just fly it. So it's best when you do it on a terrace and from a height. All right. But be safe. So wherever you do it, and after the workshop, see that how far your plane can go, right? Play this with your friends or with your siblings, right? With your family. All right. So great way to start. And let's move on to our card game design. Now this is one of the very innovative games that we designed, and we are very proud of it because one of the versions of this game also helps to fight COVID-19. So, and it's very relevant to our entire workshops on healthy in and healthy out. So this game also won a competition at IIT DC for design as a design solution to fight COVID-19, right? Can you imagine that there's a game that can help in fighting with a disease? So we do have this game, and it's a very revolutionary idea. So this all, these are students, these are children, and who have played the game. And this is all about understanding about fruits, vegetables, and it's a very colorful game. And you jump on colors to play the game. Right? There are no numbers. So what happens, like if you can see here that we have washing hands and sneezing, sleeping, everything is part of the game. And it's a very fun game to play. And it's not so, unlike other indoor games, this indoor game also helps in physical activity. So could you imagine doing a physical activity in an indoor game or a board or a card game? But this does that. So you can actually stretch yourself and learn very interesting yogasanas, right? And the best part is, if you see over, on the left top corner, we have few precautions like social distance, wearing mask, goggles, and many other such cards that can actually help you to build your immunity and to save yourself from any kind of ailments, and especially because this was a COVID-19 version.
How many of you can do yoga? How many?
So let's try one more thing. Let's stretch and try to touch hold our fingers
On the back.
on the back. Everyone, let's see who all can do this. Right? So this is, I think, those who are playing, they're flexible, they'll be able to do it. And those who,
Oh, wow. Team
very
and cheer.
nice, very nice.
Very good. Team and cheer, amazing.
So big round of applause for all of you.
Very good.
So physical activity is very, very essential. You know, as we were, you know, it was shared yesterday that, you know, the blood circulation is very important. Blood should not, there should be no blood clots, or, you know, it should not, circulation should not be slow. So the stimulation for blood is one, good food and for circulation, and second definitely is physical activity, and yoga is one of the best activities. So this game, you know, is one of the games, the master game, and there are many other games which I've designed. So I have, you know, a handful of games with me today, and I just want to show you before I move ahead, like this. Let me just stop sharing for a while. And before I move on, just on the screen, look at this. So I have one, I design games, and second, I have big collection of cards. And these are very interesting. You know, if you look at the paintings done, right? Very interesting games. Now this is all about empowerment, right? So, and there are many cards in this. Now, who all like to laugh? Right? Now there's a card which says laugh in this, right? And why you should laugh, and it's written on the back. See how interesting is this as a concept, as an idea? So what we are discussing today is how one idea. Now, who all, I think you have lovely friends. Do you have lovely friends, like best friends, buddies in your school, in your neighborhood, right? And we at times make mistakes. And then, you know, our friends also make mistakes. We also fight with them, right? But friendship is very important. And that's where we have forgive card. See this? Forgive. Right? And there's a message that why we should forgive, because friendship is more important. Now, similarly, I have number of cards here, and, you know, I'm just sharing one idea that how one idea of cards can really help us, one, to play, and second, to learn, right? Similarly, you know, this is one of my games of power cards, which is all about fruits. Now, this is a game which really helps you to understand so much about nutrients, about fruits, right? And you'll see the characters are so playful with these fruits, right? I know there's a little blur because of the filter, but I think you're getting the idea of how these games are. And I actually, before just starting the workshop, I created something for all of you, and which I would share as we progress. Are you aware of this game? Playing cards? Have you played? Have you seen someone playing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Could
yes,
you?
Sir.
Yeah. So do you remember one of the games? So how can we win this game? So there are a lot of different, there's queen, king, queen, right? There are numbers. How can we win this game? Just write in the chat, because the discussion that we are having is going to help us to understand how to design a card game, which is the activity, the fun activity that you have and you will complete. And one of the most important activity which will help you to win these series of webinars and the final competition.
Someone writes A, having ace.
Right.
Then there is bluff game.
There's bluff game.
Joker.
Right. So
sequence by the color.
Sequence, right? So just by numbers or just by colors, you can win the game, right? And bluff is so interesting right? So you have to bluff and you have to like really convince others, right, that you have that particular card. And how power of ace, king, queen can actually make you win the game
Also,
or a series,
deck,
right?
maximum deck someone's like.
Right. So maximum number of cards. So see how there are different permutation combination of one game by using different elements. So what are these elements? The elements are power, sequence, colors, numbers, and many more, right? So now this, what we have discussed, now I want to understand from all of you, if we are designing a game, what is the most important thing? Just write in words, right? So I'm sure you play games, right? It could be card games, it could be indoor, outdoor games. So what do you like the most in that particular game? Write in one word or two words in the chat. So what do we have?
We have concept knowledge, it should be fun, enjoyment,
Right.
the message it gives, team, prize, mind game.
Prize, yes. So winning it, right? So at the same time, the process of winning it should also be enjoyable. It should be fun, right? Together with other team members. What else?
Rules.
Yes.
It should be fun, experience,
Yes. Right.
enjoyment, knowledge, colors,
Right.
concept.
So you are all of you are very smart students, and you in a way know, because you are inherently, you know how to create a game. Yes, you do play, right? So play, you have to play to be able to enjoy it, to have fun. Yes, you need to understand the rules, right? They are very important. So let's summarize this. So what all of you will do as teams, you will create a mind map. I'm sure it was shared in the other workshop also, but we'll also share it. Mind map is something that you start with one word in the center, like card game, and then you start writing. Like it could be fruits and it could be other things. So what we have is a mind map around the word play. So what do we need to do to play? We need players. So players is written on the left. We need to enjoy it. It should be joyful. There should be happiness, delight. It should be delightful experience. So all the words related to play are written and then connected, right? So the words that are big, bold, and in black are the most important words, which means if the game is about health, we should be able to propagate health, right? We should be able to, someone wrote about mindfulness, right? So mindfulness is very important. Should be able to engage yourself, right? You should feel confident. You should feel that you are more aware, right? And maybe it could be through activities that are part of the game. It should be a memorable experience, right? You should remember and you should love to play it again. So that's how you will create a brainstorming, because as a team, it will help you to find out how your game can be unique. And so we already worked on few activities. We already created content, and there were cards given to you to share about different content to be shared in the cards, right? Yesterday. So I'm sure you have cards, right? So as part of the designing a card game, so you minimum, I'm just sharing 10 number, it could be more, right? But the minimum should be 10. You may increase it, because if there are 4 players playing the game, you need more cards, right? But to start with, because it's a small activity and one needs to have a thorough understanding of making it enjoyable, playful, right? And also work on colors, maybe characters and cartoons. So that's why to start with 10 cards. So far, what we have discussed is about mind mapping and brainstorming, writing down that this is my fruit, this is the life cycle, and that's how I am able to enjoy it, right? Very important. How someone is going to win or lose the game. Is it a series game? Is it a life cycle game? Is it the power of fruits, right? Or is it the power of health? Or is it a disease that is going to make me lose the game? So that is what you're going to ask these questions to yourself, right? And you have to make sure that the game is enjoyable, right? So these are 4 points that are very, very essential when you sit down and start working on designing the game.
So this is the beginning of creating a game which can even be sold in the market. Imagine you are designing these games and other people can also play these games. So think of it as if you're going to be the buyer of the game. You would want to buy this game from the market.
Right. So that's that kind of contribution in terms of creativity, colors, think it through, right? Gameplay, enjoyment is very, very important. Make it fun.
So also I can add here that you can also name and maybe play the card games you've already played to think and get more ideas. So I remember when I was a child, there used to be trump cards. Do you know trump cards? All the wrestlers, their power, the size of their biceps, the size of their chest was mentioned there. And again, based on numbers and the the rank of the wrestler, we would play. And so me and my brother used to play that game. It used to be called trump cards, right?
I still remember when we designed, the first time. It's been more than 12 years. The first time when we designed the games, and we just went to few children, and we just handed over the card games. They were so busy, and they just started playing it, and they didn't know that we are there, who's around them, surrounding them, and they just kept on playing for almost 1 hour.
Ask how the game should be played. They created
right? So moving ahead, now all of you are aware of the life cycle. So we did talk about germination, sprout, seedling, flowers, tree with fruits, right? So now this cycle is the content that all of you have, right? And for different fruits. Could this cycle be used in a card game, and how to use it? Would it be just matching the entire cycle? Would it be comparing it with other fruits? So that is where I think you have to think it through, that could this be used to design as a content to design a game? The challenging part would be how to make it enjoyable, right? What are going to be the permutation combinations? What is going to be the play? Moving ahead, could it be colors? Could it be colors of the same fruit, or could it be different fruits with different colors? So may I have like 4 different colors? May I have green, yellow, orange, red, purple, and I have to collect that color? Quite possible.
Also, we can categorize fruits based on, you remember we spoke about the taste, the crunchiness of the fruit. So we should combine the fruit groups to eat for the breakfast, like melons together, like apple and pear together, like pulpy fruits together. You remember that?
So these are what we are giving you, is a bucket full of ideas, and it's all up to you how you're going to utilize this, right? You have created content, you have understood the concept and how you create a game, and we know that you'll be able to do it because you are the best. We inherently play, right? We do have a lot of games that we keep on playing on a daily basis, and at times without any cards also, right?
Also, there can be an idea of the 4 food laws that we discussed yesterday. We did? Anything can become your gameplay. So be free. Use the information that we gave you. Open the presentations again and think what unique combination you want to have in your game. So as a team, you need to sit and discuss so that you can brainstorm, write down, and don't do it individually. This is a teamwork. You will get more ideas. So whenever Pankaj sir and I sit down together to do something, we are more creative. So we also play, we fight, we argue, we do everything, and we also create a beautiful design at the end. So that's how a team has to work. A team has to bring in all that they have, their strengths, their weaknesses, everything together to create something beautiful.
So could it be also the change of colors in a fruit, right? So think of colors in every way. Could it be combined with the life cycle? Could it be combined with processed food, right? So moving ahead, so could benefits of fruits help me to be a winner, right? So if I have more fruits, can I win the game? Or if I have more benefits, can I win the game? And vice versa for processed food. If I have more processed food, I'm not going to win the game. So just giving you clues, right? So work on these things. Or could it be the post-production, right? Could it be the storage, the grading, the packing, or the transportation that is going to deplete the power of the fruit? So the entire content that was shared with all of you is really going to help you. Or would it be the industrialization or the packaging? Could the game be around the waste, about the food waste, right? About the packaging waste, right? So whatever content that we have shared with all of you is going to be very crucial, instrumental for you to create games.
And the amazing thing is going to be that if we have 17 or 17 plus teams, and we have those many number of solutions, those many number of variety of the game.
Moving ahead. So could it be the ingredients? Could it be the ingredients of the real fruits, or could it be the ingredients of the packaged, right? So how ingredient of a fruit or ingredient of a packaged juice is going to help me to win the game or lose the game? Expressions. So what happens when I have something khatta? I make some expression, right? How about having something really sweet? How about having something else? So use expressions. So what I did just before the workshop, I created some cards, and we both created some cards just to show you
as an example,
right? So for example here, so just with the line drawing, we can create an apple just by adding some eyes and facial features. We can have a face and we can show expressions, right? So we can use bright colors. We can really make it lively. So would apples be happy if they're hand plucked when they're ready, right? So what would be the expression of an apple if there's a caterpillar or any other insect or a bug, eating an apple? So if an apple is stored, so how would that apple feel? That is the last fifth card, right? So that's how you have to create these cards. I have these interesting cards with me here, and I've shared it on the screen. And you have to start with a line drawing, and you may have to refine it further. But right now, I think just come up with an idea, because we have next sessions based on looking at your idea and also guiding you and making sure that your game turns out to be a success, right?
So like I said, again, please consider this activity to be a team activity where all, the members of the team who are participating are working together. So of course, after brainstorming and after the basic idea planned, you can do your individual sketching, drawing, and then figure out how to play or, develop the game further. But to begin with, you need to be together. And then when you're finalizing it, you need to be together working on it.
So because it has to be fun, so as a team work together, if someone is good in colors, ask that person to take the charge of colors, right? Someone is good in line drawing, ask that person to draw all the fruits, vegetables, or the content that you want. Someone is good in writing, let that person write. All right, you may have a very interesting name of the game.
Someone may be very imaginative and expressive, and someone may be good in expressing through color or drawing, and someone may be expressing through ideas. So please include and have them together and create this one beautiful work of art, or I would say an amazing piece, which people can benefit from.
Right. So as a single team member, individual team member, or as a group, so you have to make sure that you are participating and you have all the energy to contribute, right? Whether it's one team member or there are many team members. Now, just to conclude everything, now look at what all of you are supposed to do, right? The activity 3 is all about creating a card game. All right. How are you going to create a card game? You're going to use your existing content. I remember when I started this session, there was one girl with a lot of cards, colorful cards, right? And I'll definitely see that once I end the session, before I end the session. So use life cycle, pre-production, post-production, benefits of living food, disadvantages of dead food, right? Add new content, add expressions, add cartoons, make caricatures, anything else. So you have all the freedom to decide.
There's a question, sir, can we make anything or is it compulsory to make these only? What do you mean by these? I mean, can you please explain?
Do you have any idea? Any new idea?
Or you can even unmute and say, please.
So before I take your question, I'll just end with that make the game play. Very, very essential. You know, you have the content already. You have to make sure how are we going to play the game, right? Series, colors, winning, right? Accumulating more cards. What is it?
And it can be multiple things as well, not just one.
And there's a healthy competition, right? So if 2 players are playing or 4 players are playing, there should be a healthy competition and someone should win. So for example, in my game yoga, so your players who perform maximum yoga also win, right? So now moving on. So obviously these instructions will be shared with all of you, and I'm right now doing that. I'm going to share this in the chat and it will also come to you later from the coordinators. And with this, I'm going to stop sharing and would love to see, I do remember if there are questions, we'll take the questions. And I do remember some of you were sharing some cards that you have created. So this is the activity. I've written the activity in the chat.
So yeah, I would like to answer this question. So Team Anjeer is asking this, that could we take different animals according to strength and which has more strong animals, they would win. So Team Anjeer, we are focusing here on nutrition for human body, that is our own bodies, through food. So what kind of food? Through plant-based food. And what is plant-based food? It is fruits, nuts, and vegetables, right? So we are basing this entire learning and understanding about understanding food. Where is it coming from? Where is it going? If we are consuming it, if we are wasting it, the life cycle of food in terms of food that is nutritious and healthy, that can make you healthy today, right? So we are not. So animals,
I like this idea of animal, you know, that what animals eat what kind of fruits, and that becomes their strength, right? As mentioned by you, and it will be very interesting, right? So work out on animals, and I can see some cards here by Team Hisalu. Could you share these cards? Please unmute yourself. Team Hisalu.
So before that, I would like you to explain what you meant. So are they going to combine the benefits of fruits and the strength of animals?
So for example, you know, it could be you know, animal role play, right? So at this point in time, it's very important to have freedom to ideate, freedom to think of ideas, right? In any direction. You know, do you remember that Jungle Book, that how honey was so important for the bear? Right?
Yeah.
So that Bhalu always wanted like honey, you know, Balu, right? Always wanted honey.
तो वो कैसे लेता है honey? वो मोगली को convince करता है.
So he team up. So maybe there are cards where you team up together and you're able to get some fruit. Maybe some fruits are like we were talking about. I wanted Nidhi ma'am to other day share about khajur, right? So what is that muhavra?
बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ, जैसे पेड़ खजूर, पंथी को छाया नहीं, फल लागे अति दूर.
Right?
Do you understand its meaning?
So how?
Say the khajur tree is very tall, right? But उसका कोई shade नहीं मिलता और उसका fruit भी बहुत दूर लगता है. So it's like, quite a difficult tree,
Right? So you can't get that fruit
easily.
So which
and it
animal?
doesn't even provide shade. So what kind of a tree is it?
Right? So which animal can climb up that tree? So could you be that animal? Could you be that player? Right? So think of interesting ways, create cards, create more and more cards. You may use half of them, you may use all of them. That will come later. But experimenting with cards is very, very essential. I think now I would like to see Team Hisalu's work. They were showing some cards. So please unmute yourself and share what you have created, those content cards. Team Hisalu.
Good
Yes.
evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
So we not find Hisalu in our area, so we make peas
Right.
recipe.
All right. Let's go to the next card. So this is the
So you
recipe.
created the
So
pea
this is
chart.
for
Right. Right. Very good. Healthy and tasty recipe is ready. I love the colors. I think the borders, they're very strong, bold, right? I like the writing, the way you have written it, right? So very beautifully shared the entire recipe.
Team Kamrak can also
So
share.
everyone, please clap for the team. Very good.
So
Thank
somebody
you.
wrote in the chat box, Team Kamrak. This is Team Hisalu.
So it's always good to learn from each other, right? So, and that's definitely, look at the boldness of the type, the way the, peas chart is written,
Even
big and bold.
Yeah, even in the gallery view, you can actually read it very clearly.
Right.
Team Imli ने भी कुछ बनाया है और टीम हिसालू ने भी कुछ बनाया है, टीम कामराक ने. So टीम कामराक का देखते हैं. Can you please introduce yourself? Please, everyone share. We have a few minutes.
Right. Yes. Which team? So any one of the teams who have the cards, we won't be able to see everyone, but two more, right? So two more. Team Kamrak. So I'm asking you to unmute yourself. Yes. Yes, just unmute yourself. Yes, you have to click on, there are 3 dots and you have to, yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
So I have also made the assignment number 2 with these cards. Star fruit was not available in our area, so we have took apple as our fruit.
All right.
So I think you will be able to seeing it opposite because I'm using the front camera as I'm using the laptop.
I can see your apple, onion, mint leaves, yes, coriander leaves, and the steps. Right. All right. Next one. So there are 4 steps, 3 steps, right? By adding everything, and you have apple salsa.
Yes, sir.
Right, with pepper and lemon. And then the benefits of loss of weight, gives energy, more nutrition, easy to make and healthy. All right, next. Pictures. Right. Right.
Yes, sir.
So nice collection of pictures. Right. So, just one addition for all of you. When now you're working on a game, it will be more visual. Right. It's going to be more visual game. Last. So, which one?
After the last
Sure.
one, we can
Yes.
show the slide again. The
Yes.
hand-drawn slide.
All right.
एक और देख लेते हैं, टीम इमली देख लेते हैं.
Team Imli, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, team Emily.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. So this is a dish prepared by using imli. So that is called amlana. That is a Rajasthani juice.
Mhm.
So there are 4 steps to make it. First these are ingredients. Then there are steps.
Right. All right. You have
Yes,
a good,
that's all.
you have a good running hand,
And
good handwriting,
presentation as well.
and very bold colors. All primary and secondary colors are used. Red, blue, green, yellow. Right. And
Yes.
good. You can definitely add visuals.
Yeah.
Now, I know most of you have done the work,
Which is
and
amazing to see.
you all of you upload your work, email your work on that email ID, and we will definitely going to go through that, and we are going to have more discussions because we are going to refine your ideas from the next session.
Yes.
Right, we are going to interact, and I can't help it, but I really want to see teams Anjeer work. It's very interesting. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening. Good
Can you
evening.
please share your name as well, team Anjeer?
Sir, ma'am, Alankrita.
Anandita,
Ma'am, so Alankrita.
Alankrita. All right.
Sir, I have made the recipe of amras. It's a famous drink of Maharashtra.
Right. Right.
I think you've captured the visuals so interestingly. Your captions are done beautifully. And so I just want to know one thing. आप थोड़ा सा इसको घुमा लो.
Turn it.
around.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I want to know, have you captured food as well as amras, or that amras can be consumed with food?
Ma'am, amras is consumed with food. Ma'am, I have pasted some of the pictures of famous food of Maharashtra.
Right. So you have covered Maharashtra, right? The culture of Maharashtra
Right.
with amras and the food.
So one thing, the presentation of your work is outstanding. There is no doubt about it. But one thing that you need to consider is that we spoke about the 4 food laws, right? So one of the food laws is not cooking the food, because amras is created by cooking and heating and boiling it. You remember? You know?
Yes, yes,
Right?
ma'am.
So you can think of a recipe which includes those four food laws where the nutrition is not lost. So amras is definitely one very tasty drink and very healthy drink. I agree to it. But at the same time, if we want to retain the nutrients, can we create amras without really cooking? Can we do it by steaming and then crushing, or then grinding it in the mixie instead of like really taking out the pulp by boiling it into the water and like
So
really
the one,
cooking
I
it?
think the one she's sharing, she has not written boiling in the process, right?
I'm asking
Right.
if it's cooked. So how have you made amras recipe? 3 medium mango, sugar. So again, I would like to point here, since your presentation is the most beautiful one, so you need to consider, so are we using sugar to sweeten it, or we are using something which is not, fragmented, which could be maybe dates, which could be
Natural.
sweeteners, right? Like gur or jaggery powder, जिसको हम शक्कर बोलते हैं, right? So think of all those things that we discussed, and you put it into your presentation, and it's going to become amazing.
So I think the most important thing for everyone is to remember the activity and the instructions given, right?
Yeah.
We are sharing. We are sharing after every. This is very interesting. Some beer, a pong beer.
What is that? famous juice recipe of Arunachal Pradesh.
Right. Is it an alcohol or is it a fruit beer?
Alcohol drink commonly
Found among the tribes. So,
Right.
right. So I think for like one, in terms of creativity, you're very creative. You have good use of colors and font.
I would say outstanding.
Outstanding. So
Yeah.
now coming to what you're sharing as a content, right? So what you're sharing as a content, and that goes for all the teams, should be accurate as per the activity given. And the activity was living food, right? Sun cooked food, right? Sattvic food. So do revisit as a team or
Yeah.
as individuals
Revisit the presentation.
and then make it accurate, right? It's very important to be accurate with your solution. But wonderful work.
You know, you've put in so much of hard work and heart into it that, you know, it's looking really lovely. And I'm not just saying because I'm also giving you the feedback, but feedback is important since you've done so much of hard work and so beautiful. You presented it so beautifully. It's important to present the right content, the right thing as per the activity, right? Do you understand what we are trying to share with you? Are you getting it? Right.
Great.
Great.
So, so all of you, we are going to look at everyone's work. So kindly email your work, right? And we will definitely go through it. And we are going to have more discussions with each one of you. And we are so happy to look at how you have contributed and grown in the last 3 workshops. And we are actually looking forward to have some great content for the card games, right? And we are going to refine it further.
Amazing, amazing work. I am so happy to see, you know, these last couple presentations that all of you have given. Really good work, I would say. Really good work. And Team Anjeer, especially the last presentation, please learn from this last presentation. She's put in a lot of hard work to show visually also. है ना? So also Team Anjeer, the size of the card needs to be maintained. हम इतने बड़े cards नहीं खेलते ना पकड़ के.
Right.
The card size has to be this much, right? Right? And the visual also can be seen. If you, I don't know how to show the visual.
Right.
Can you see? Thoda. Yeah,
So cards should be handy.
the card
all
has
right.
to be handy, yes.
That like this, they should be handy and should be able to play with these cards. All right, this is the size. The size is already given to all of you. With that note, Team Sitafal will go through it. Just email and we'll go through everyone's work. And with that note, I think it was lovely to have all of you. And all of you have a paper plane and you're going to make cards, right? Always play and enjoy and keep on working.
One last thing I want to do today with all of you. Please unmute yourself together and let's clap for everyone. I want to hear everybody's claps.
All of you can unmute
Come on, unmute yourself.
and just clap
Is
and
everybody frozen?
no, everyone is there and everyone just clap for each
Clap,
one of
clap,
you.
clap, 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 because
And with big smiles, big smiles. You're frozen. You're frozen. Right. Great. So great to have all of you. And with these big smiles, enjoy your weekend, your Sunday. Have a lot of fun. And we'll meet again in the workshop. Thank you so much.
thank you. Bye-bye.
So I would ask Team Setu to conclude the session.
Thank you to both our panelists. It was a marvelous session. So now, as the session comes to its end, I would extend a sincere gratitude to our dedicated panelists for being our pioneer. Thank you, Pankaj sir and Nidhi ma'am. Also an unfeigned thanks to all patrons for joining this and making this session a success. As you all are aware, next workshop is on 26 September, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 on the topic Life Cycle of Waste. See you all there. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.